Hello there, friends. Today I'm going to teach you all you need to know about genes. So this video is going to be a little long, but I'm going to break down everything you have to know about genes. So, let's say you finish the gene tutorial and you have your gene workbench right here. Let's look into it. So I'm going to press gene research. Now, I'm going to explain each one of these 3 tabs thoroughly and all you need to know about them. Starting from gene crafting, and then next part will be gene genetic recombination, and then gene transcription. So I'm going to start first here with gene crafting. Okay, so this can get a little complicated, but it's really not as complicated as it seems. So gene crafting is used to craft genes. Once you craft genes, they're placed in your gene inventory, which I'll also show you where they are. Your gene inventory is when you press on your backpack here. You can scroll down a bit, and you can see that there's your genes all the way down at the bottom. These are the genes that you've crafted already, and the genes that you've unequipped. I'll show you how to equip genes later, but for now, they're unequipped and they're not active on you. We'll talk about that later. So we're going to first start with gene crafting here. And I'm going to start with the active gene. So in the active gene, the defensive stat is dominant, or in other words, you only get defensive stats from the active gene. And to give you a list of them, they are right here. So for example, stuff like armor, max HP, max armor increase, all these are defensive stats, which are helpful. You want as much defensive stats as offensive, which makes sense. So I'm going to start by crafting one of these genes, and you craft them by going to this work table power consumables here in this section. Oh, by the way, you should never have these checked. You should always have them unchecked, because if you check them, then the genes that you craft are automatically dismantled, and you don't want that. You want to keep all the genes as much as possible. There's no point in automatically dismantling genes. So you're going to notice that if you try to craft a gene, it requires 2 sets of normal resources and 2 sets of advanced resources. So I'm going to choose one of these. Let's say I'm going to choose my chromite. Oh, by the way, so this is level 110s. You only want to craft level 110 genes. There's no point in crafting any others. So you always want to craft the highest level possible. So I'm going to use some chromite ore here, and I'm going to use some metal flaxseed because I have a lot of those for some reason, way too many. And as for my advanced resources, I'm going to use spinel. So you generally want to use the ones they have in excess, and cedar wood. So those are my 4 sets of resources that I have. You can also use quick add, but I don't recommend to use quick add because you won't know which resources that you lose. Because these resources, you're going to lose them. And that's actually the downside of genes, is that they cost a lot of resources. So you want to be careful of which ones you lose. Okay, so generally you want to craft 1 at a time. You don't want to do 2. You want to keep the suspense going by crafting 1 at a time. So I'm going to craft this active gene here, and let's see what I get. Okay, first trans reduction, that's pretty useless. Damage reduction against animals, that's also kind of useless. And skill strength resistance, that's also kind of useless. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my gene inventory, and I'm gonna find this gene that I've just crafted here. Since this gene is pretty useless, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dismantle this gene. Now you should never discard a gene because you won't get anything from it. It'll just disappear. But when you press dismantle, you get a bit of gene points and some resources, some island resources, which is okay, or a chance to get resources. But these gene points are pretty useful to keep because you can spend them in the gene store Now the gene store is right over here. If you go to diamonds, you go to market. You can see that right at the bottom, this last one here is the gene shop. Here's where you can purchase genes at random. When you purchase one of these, it gives you a random gene, either an inactive or awakening, a superpower, or a resistance, either one. Which is, it's nice to, it's a nice concept, but it's sometimes not reliable. But either way, it's better than nothing. I usually purchase the highest level one, the highest level purple one. It's not worth purchasing any of the lower level ones. Just purchase the one of the highest level. See how it requires 500 points and I have 254. So it's not really practical to get to dismantle that many genes, but it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. So I would still continue dismantling the genes that are useless. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go ahead and craft another active gene, and hopefully this one's not as useless. So I'm gonna add all the resources that are in excess, and then I'm gonna craft this gene. And let's see what I get. Okay, critical resistance, that's okay. Damage reduction against animals. Man, I'm getting these bats. Max HP, that's okay. Leg armor, that's also okay. I'll keep that one for now. I'll keep it for now. So that's placed in my gene inventory. Okay. Now as for the resistance gene is also a defensive gene, which gives you defensive stats like armor, max HP, armor, max armor increase, and so on. Generally, out of this list, the best ones are always the armor ones, like torso armor, head armor, leg armor. These are good to have. What's also good to have is HP recovery every 5 seconds. I love this one. This is one of my favorites. And also armor recovery per second. These are good ones to have. Damage resistance is also one of my favorites. Armor is really one that I look for. Like, I always make sure I have armor on everything. I love armor. Max HP is okay. I don't really trust max HP too much. Skill strength, resistance. Honestly, it's really rare to get these purple stats. But yeah. Damage resistance, I always look for in armor. Those are usually the best ones. Okay. So I'm gonna craft a resistance gene using some resources. Here. Just put in some spinal and some cedar wood. And I'll craft this and let's see what I get. So I've crafted it, and look, I've got zombie damage reduction, okay, torso armor, HP recovery 5 seconds, and again, I don't know why I'm always getting this damage reduction against animals. It's pretty useless. But I really like that HP recovery every 5 seconds. So I'm also going to keep that one. And now, for the Awaken gene, these are your offensive stats. These stats will only be offensive and not defensive. So like armor piercing, for example, critical damage, skill strength, weakness damage, armor piercing, critical hit, damage, and all these other ones here. These are also good to have, as they're as good as the defensive ones. You always want to keep good defensive and offensive stats. So I'm gonna go ahead and craft another. I'm gonna craft one of these Awaken genes here, and hopefully I get lucky on what I get. It's crafting genes, and genes is all about, a lot of it is luck, but another part of it is knowing how to handle your luck. Okay, damage, torso armor piercing, and damage increasing in zombies, that's okay. I'm gonna craft another one just in case. So I'm gonna use the same resources and craft another. Critical damage and damaging. Only 2 stats. It's not too bad, but I wanted more stats on that. But I guess we're okay for now. Okay, now next the superpower gene. So this one is both offensive and defensive stats. So you can see here in the gene effects preview the list of the stats. You can see that will either get defensive or offensive stats. So it's kind of a mix of the two. A mix of all the genes, essentially. So I'm going to try and craft one of these here. And that should be fine. So let's craft that. And see what I get. Okay, damage increase against zombies, some armor piercings, and critical damage resistance. It's not too bad. That's okay. So now I'm gonna talk about the next tab, genetic recombination. So in this tab, this is where you combine genes together. So you choose a primary gene that you want to keep for the most part, and a secondary gene here. So the one that I crafted multiple of, let's see, this one. I'm going to place one of these genes as my primary gene here. This gives me the ability to lock one of these stats, so that when I would combine them, I don't lose them, because there is a chance to lose almost all your stats if you recombine. Or there is a chance that they all combine together into one gene with all the stats. So it's really kind of random. It's a bit of a gamble, but it's worth it. If you're lucky enough, you'll get one single amazing gene. So I'm gonna combine another of the awakened genes here. So this one, the other one that I've crafted. So this should combine the two genes together, or it could also remove all the stats. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna keep the damage one here because it's the blue one. Generally, you only want to keep the purple and the blue ones. The green ones aren't. The green stats aren't really that. They're not really that good. Okay, so let's see what happens. So notice how when you lock a gene, it requires one of these stabilizing agents, which you can get at the store or from events or stuff or something. These are quite limited, so I would try not to lock genes so much. But I always love locking genes. If you have a lot of these, then feel free to lock as many genes as you want, but you can only lock one at a time. You also need these recombining agents, which are also, they're not hard to get, but you can also get them at the gold store. And also you need the gene synthesis reagents to craft genes, which you can also get at the gold store. Okay, so I'm going to try recombining these. They require a little silver. There's a chance to get 5 stats, a chance to get 4 stats, and 3 stats. The least amount of stats is most common. So let's see. I'm going to recombine them. Oh, and see, they all... I got them recombined, but... Oh, it looks like actually nothing happened. Nothing happened. That's pretty strange. Well, I'm gonna retain the original stats because nothing happened. But I want better stats on my awakened gene. I want a powerful awakened gene. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna craft another awakened gene, and hopefully get something. Hopefully, I'm able to recombine them to get something even better. Let's see. I'm gonna craft one of these, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I see skill strength there. I love skill strength. It's one of my favorite blue stats. That's good. I'm gonna try recombining again. So I'm gonna choose my primary gene. Since I like skill strength the most, I'm gonna keep this as my primary gene so I can lock it. Because my intention of putting it at the primary gene is to keep the stat. And as for the secondary stat, you can't keep any stats in the secondary gene. If you recombine them though, you lose the genes technically, and you're left with a single gene. You lose the secondary gene, but you have a choice to either keep the stats on the primary gene or keep the recombined stats. So I'm gonna recombine this one here. Okay, that's better. It's 4 stats now. So you see my new stats, there are 4 stats here instead of the 3 stats. That's what I want. I want as many stats on my genes as possible. The more stats, the better. And I also want good stats on them, like blue or purple stats. This is better than my original stats, So I'm gonna use the new stats here. I'm gonna press on use new stats to keep the new stats and erase the original ones because the new stats are better. And you can even see here that the gene changed color from white to green, which is good. It shows that it's a higher rating. And having a higher rating is generally better, but not always though. You shouldn't always rely on the rating. Okay, so now we'll go to the third tab here. Gene transcription I'll talk about. This is where you equip the genes. So the genes that you've crafted, you can equip them. So here I'm going to equip my active gene that I've crafted. I'm going to equip my resistance gene that I've crafted. And I'm going to equip my awaken gene and my superpower gene here. See? So, I have all my genes equipped now. So the stats that you saw on the genes before, they're now applied to your character. But previously when you had them unequipped, they're not applied. Whenever they're unequipped, they're in your gene backpack, and they're not applied to your character. They're only applied when you equip them. See how my rating goes up when I equip them. There's also this other thing called gene synergy. So notice how here, this first gene, I have 4 stats. So each one of these squares here represents a stat. Specifically, these stats that I have here: critical resistance, damage reduction against animals, max HP, leg armor. I have 4 stats on this one. I have 4 stats on my resistance, 4 stats on my awaken, 4 stats on my superpower. In order to get synergy, you want to have 5 stats on your active, 5 stats on resistance, or 5 stats on awaken, or 5 stats, and 5 stats on superpower. At least 5 stats. Gene synergy here allows for a bonus, a stronger bonus of genes. So currently, since all my genes only have 4 stats, my gene synergy is not met. So I don't have the extra stack, the extra bonus that I want. So I want this bonus. Generally, you want to keep you want to have as many stats on your genes as possible in order to have gene synergy for the bonus. And the bonus is quite good. It's a good amount of max HP, a good amount of max armor increase, a good amount of damage, and I believe armor piercing as well. So since I want gene synergy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft another one of each, and I'm going to keep recombining them until all my genes have 5 stats on them. So let's see how lucky I get. So gonna combine an active gene. Okay, that's really not too good, so I'm going to craft another active gene. Okay, I like the HP recover every 5 seconds, so I'm gonna just go to the next one and recombine them later. I'm gonna craft one of these resistance genes, and see how this quickly eats up your resources. It eats up your resources. It's quite expensive to do this, but it is worth it. It's very worth it. I'm getting a lot of green stats lately. These stats are they kind of hurt me a bit. Okay, I'm gonna make another one. Another one of these resistance genes, and hopefully get something nice. Oh, okay, that's much better. See, more blue stats is better. And I love the damage resistance, weakness damage resistance, max armor increase. Those are some decent ones. So I'm gonna go to my awaken gene and see if I can get some good stats on this one. I'm gonna craft another. And let's see how lucky I get. Okay, leg armor piercing, crit hit, and head armor piercing. That's okay. That's okay. So I'll just go to the next one, superpower gene. put in some resources. This video is gonna be quite long, 20 minutes. Okay. Torso armor piercing, crit damage resistance. This one's okay. I'm gonna make another one just in case though. I'm gonna make another just in case. So generally you always want to make at least one of each. And if you want to make good genes, then you should make multiple of the same ones. Okay, that one wasn't too good, but I'll just leave it as that. So I'm gonna go to gene transcription again, and I'm gonna go to genetic recombination and see if I can recombine these genes that I've crafted, and see if I can get a one with 5 stats. These, by the way, are my stats from before, but this is level 100, which doesn't really, it's not really useful anymore. The level 100 ones you can just dismantle. Only the highest level possible. Those are the ones you want to keep. So, I want the HP recovery every 5 seconds. Plus 20, that's really good. So I'm going to lock that as my primary. And I am going to recombine it with this one. And notice how there was a message that popped up there. This secondary stat that I put here, the secondary gene, was equipped. But since I placed it in here, in the genetic recombination, it unequipped the gene. So you gotta watch out for that. You always want to equip a gene. You always want to equip it again. Because if it unequips it, then the stats on the gene won't be applied to your character. Okay, so I'm gonna recombine it and see how lucky I get. See, I lost the stats. That's okay though. At least I got my HP recovery every 5 seconds, so I'll just retain the original ones. And I am going to recombine it with this other active gene that I have here. Hopefully they combine together. But honestly, if the secondary genes are all green like that, it's probably not worth recombining. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dismantle that one. My genes here. Usually all the green ones, like this one's pretty useless. I'll just dismantle it. If it's all green with like percentages like damage reduction against animals, humans, that's useless. So dismantle that. Which else should I dismantle? Honestly, I don't really like this one either. I'll also dismantle this one. And I will keep it at that, and I'll continue crafting genes, hopefully not run out of resources. Which, look at that, see how quickly it drains my resources. So again, I'm going to craft the active probably might even, okay, this is much better. Crit damage resistance, weakness damage resistance. I love the damage resistance one. It's good for PvP. The damage resistance it's great in PvP. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my. I'm gonna take this one. Well, I kind of want whatever. I'll take this one. I'll keep damage resistance, and I'll recombine it with this one, the one with HP recover every 5 seconds, and see if I get lucky. Okay. Oh, see how now I've kept my HP recovery every 5 seconds, and I lost the green one, so that's good. Now I have all blues. So I'm gonna use these new stats. I still don't have 5 stats on my active gene though, but that's okay. I'm gonna run out of resources doing this. So I'm gonna equip this one. Now it's active. As for my resistance gene, now I want to do something with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recombine my resistance gene with the other. So which one do I want to keep? I want to keep the HP recover every 17 seconds. I love that stat. Because it pretty much makes you invincible. You take damage, but you just recover it. in 5 seconds. So like you can't really die too often. And I'm going to take this other resistance gene that I've crafted and recombine all these stats together and hopefully get something good. So let's see. Oh, look at that. A gene with 6 stats. That's amazing. That's great. 6 stats means that I'm able to have gene synergy. That's one piece I need to get gene synergy. And notice how the rating is much higher now. So this is perfect. I'm going to use these new stats I want here. And notice how it's blue now. It's nice and blue. It's just what I like, the blue gene. Okay. So genetic recombination, I'm going to see if I can play around with the awakened gene. So I'm going to choose this one. So it unequips the gene because I had it previously equipped. And I want to keep skill strength. I love skill strength. And we're going to take the other gene that I've crafted and combine them together. Hopefully get something with 5 or 6 stats. That's my goal. To have blue stats, 5 or 6, or even 7. The more stats the better. It's quite rare to get 7 stats. Okay, 5 stats. Not bad. 5 stats, but I lost the damage. You can see I lost damage, but I kept the crit rate, which is okay. And it's not really my favorite. Okay, leg armor piercing, that's and I kept all the percentage green ones, which is okay. But it has 5 stats, so I'm gonna use these new stats because the more stats the better. Okay, good. And now I'm gonna try and recombine the superpower one here. And I might have to craft another because notice how these two genes, they both have critical damage resistance. So those won't stack. Those stats won't stack. The same ones won't stack, but only one of them will be kept. So that's not really worth it. What I would do is I would just craft another one of these superpower genes. And I'll use this one. Usually I use the ones that I have most of. And see what I get. A superpower. That's kind of sad. I'm gonna try it again. See what I get. Crafted superpower. Hopefully get some blue stats and okay, that's okay, but I don't really like that either. I want some more blue stats on there. Too many green stats. I'm gonna do this again. I meant more stats, not blue stats. Only blue stats, but I mean, I guess. Okay, but I'm gonna keep it as that and see if I can recombine them to get a good single gene. So I'm gonna go to genetic recombination. And I'm going to go to my superpower genes. So now look, I have a whole bunch of superpower genes all listed here. So which stat do I want to keep? I just look amongst all of my genes, find the stat that I want to keep. So this one has damage. I like damage. Damage is always nice to have. It's always good in any situation. So I'm gonna keep this damage one, and I'm gonna recombine it with. This one. Actually, no, that's not really too good either. I'll go. I like the head armor piercing and torso armor piercing. So I'm gonna combine it with that. Hopefully get something good. Oh, look at that. Great. 5 stats. That's perfect. It's really perfect. So I'm gonna use these new stats. I got some blue stats. The head armor piercing, I like that. It's good for sniping. Because he sniped the heads. Perfect. Okay, 5 stats on that. That's good. So I'm gonna go to gene transcription and see what I have so far. My active gene still has 4 stats, so I want to keep crafting some active genes and recombining them until I get 5 stats. So again, gonna keep crafting. Hopefully get a good gene. Oh man, sad days today. sad days. No, I'm not gonna settle with that. I wanna craft it again. Get something lucky. No, man, it's pretty much like the same thing. Okay, no, I'm gonna do it again. Oh, look, a purple set. I did. Wow, and it's armor. Ooh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Sweet. So I'm gonna recombine. So since I have a purple stat, I generally always want to keep this as the primary stat now, so I can lock it. The primary gene now, so I can lock it. So that now I'll never lose this purple stat. If I recombine it, I'll never lose it. So I'm gonna lock the armor one, and I'm gonna recombine it with this one. This one has HP recover every 5 seconds, so it unequips it. And let's see. Oh man, this would be beautiful if this actually works out. Let's see. Okay, so I lost a couple blue stats, but I got weakness damage resistance, which is okay. It's better than the green one that I had, so I'm gonna use these new stats. Again, I'm gonna recombine. Let's see which one that I like. Oh, I don't have any others, so I'm gonna have to keep crafting some more active genes and recombining until I get 5 stats at least. I at least want gene synergy level 1. Gene synergy level 1 is at least 5 stats. Gene synergy level 2 is at least 6 stats. And gene synergy level 3 is at least 7 stats. Gene synergy level 4, that's kind of unheard of, having 8 stats. It's really, really rare. Okay. I'm gonna craft this active gene and see. No, it's kind of sad. That's not what I want. I'm not settling with that. I want something better. So I'm gonna craft another. Man, I'm getting unlucky with this active gene. Oh, okay, that's much better. But I see HP recover every 5 seconds. I already have that on my gene. So there's no point in keeping this, but that's okay. At least there's some blue stats in there, so that's good enough. So I'm gonna go to my genetic recombination again and recombine this one that I've crafted, keep the purple stat, and I'm gonna go to this one that I've just crafted and recombine them. Hopefully they stay. Oh, that is so sad. I didn't even know that was possible. To lose every stat except that one? Wow. No way. No, I'm gonna retain the original stats. I'm not gonna lose those blue ones. And I'm gonna have to craft another. Here we go. Another one of these. Using resources, eating up all my resources, but nah, that's okay, it's worth it. It's worth it, I guess. I want some more stats on there. The more stats the better, because you're more likely to keep more stats if you combine more stats together. So I'm gonna craft another one. It looks like I'm almost out of resources pretty much, but okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to purchase some resources. So I'm gonna purchase 6 of these. And I'm gonna use that. This, I'm gonna use this, and this, and craft another. Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna recombine it again. So this one, I'm gonna keep the purple, and I'm gonna choose this one that I've crafted and recombine them. I want something with 5 stats. Okay. I don't like that. Because I lost the HP recover every 5 seconds. So I'm going to retain the original ones. And I'm going to craft another. Purchasing some resources here. 16. Oh, I'm almost out of gold. Almost out of gold. Hopefully I have enough. Put some of this. Put some of this. Put some of this. And this. Craft another. No. Again, 56 of these purchasing. Wow, I only have like 3 more tries. Or 2 or 3. Until I'm out of gold. And just gonna craft another. Okay, not bad. 4 stats, 2 blues. Skill strength resistance, it's okay. Weakness, damage resistance, meh. I really just want the 5 stats now. So, here I'm gonna keep the armor one. And I'm gonna choose the one that I've crafted and recombine them. Oh, yes, thank you. 5 stats. Weakness, damage, resistance, skill, yeah, so they all combine together and one green one. But at least I've kept this purple, this one purple that I've wanted, so I'm gonna use the new stats. Okay. Sweet, so I'm gonna go to gene transcription, because now all my genes are unequipped. I wanna equip them again. You always wanna make sure they're equipped. So for my active one, I'm gonna choose the one that I've crafted, no, the one that I've recombined, this beautiful one with 5 stats, place it in there. This resistance one, the one that I've crafted here, level 110 with 6 stats, gonna put it in there. Awaken gene, this one with 5 stats, gonna put it in there. And this superpower one that I've crafted with 5 stats, and I'll put it in there. So see now, a beautiful set of 4 genes. Active, resistance, awaken, and superpower. Notice now, see that I have gene synergy level 1. Because I have 4 sets of genes, all with at least 5 stats. At least 5 stats of the same level. 5 stats of the same level gives you gene synergy level 1. So if I scroll down, I can see here, this is my bonus. These here are my bonus stats. Max HP plus 43, max armor increase plus 21, damage plus 37, armor piercing plus 7. This is my bonus stats because of synergy. So the higher the synergy level, the higher these bonus stats that I have. So the next one is genes that have like 6 stats, but that's for another day. I'll probably have to craft some more, craft some more genes another day. But that's okay. I got what I wanted. Gene synergy level 1 with some decent stats in there. Some nice armor, HP recovery every 19 seconds, weakness, damage resistance. Some more HP recovery every 17. These are some good stats here. Skill strength, damage. Yeah, so I think I'll be okay with that. So I make sure they're equipped. I always double check to make sure they're equipped. Yeah, they're all equipped, so I'm all good to go. So last but not least, I'm gonna dismantle all the ones that I've created, and also I'm gonna dismantle these level 100 ones because they're useless. They're useless now because the level 110, the highest level is the one that you should keep. So all these genes that I've had gene synergy level 3 are going to the trash. But at least I get gene points from this. So dismantling that, I'll dismantle that, dismantle that, dismantle this, dismantle this one, dismantle this one. So look at all the gene points that I'm getting. Dismantle that one, dismantle that one, dismantle that one, dismantle that, dismantle this, and this. There. So they're all dismantled. I have no genes in my gene inventory. There's nothing else to dismantle. So, one more thing before I finish the video. Here in the gold store, you can see that you can purchase gene synthesis reagents, which you can use. You need 5 of these gene synthesis reagents to craft 1 gene. You need 6 of these recombining agents to combine a primary with a secondary gene. These stabilizing agents to lock 1 stat that you want to keep. And these transcription plasmids. These transcription plasmids, they're useless. You don't want to purchase them. They're a waste of gold. They're used to increase the level, but even though the level of the gene would increase, the stats remain the same. So the stats remain in the previous level. So for example, the level 100 stats, would remain on the level 110 gene, and that's not really worth it. That's not worth it at all. So don't even purchase the transcription plasmid. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, 40 minutes into this video. It's quite long, but I'm satisfied with my genes. I'll have to work on them a bit later. I want gene synergy level 2 eventually, so I guess that's it for this video. So if you stayed this long, that's really respectable. Thanks for watching, and I hope you've learned something from this video. So I'll catch you all next time. See ya.